you were a candy striper. That's why I was, asking questions. And you all know what a candy striper is? It's volunteer. You volunteer. And you,
No, can you tell us?
My dad took me every day.
Jeff, you made the list, but you weren't on the A list. So
I'm on the B list. I'm happy to be on the B list.
That's a B player.
She was a candy striper all through high school. Is that correct? Okay. Just go like this on.
You asked me if it's correct.
Okay. All right. While she was in nursing school, she became a nursing assistant. She got paid, but she did not get paid that she was a candy striper. But when Carol went to nursing school, I just wanted to share this a little bit. It wasn't easy for Carol because she had some challenges going to nursing school. Her challenges were, she was on her own. Her parents just moved to Pasadena. She was living in a house that had a hot water heater that didn't work. And she didn't have a refrigerator, and she had two coolers on the back porch, and that was her refrigerator. So Carol wanted it, and the theme is don't give up, and she wanted to be a nurse more than anything. She has a passion for it. So she had some challenges. She paid her own way through nursing school with the help of a student loan, which she did pay back, which I'm very proud of her for that. She had another challenge. She had a car that didn't work that well, and between I was part of myself and Patsy, we all helped her, to get her back and forth, to school.
The bank called me and said the loan was paid due, remember?
What's that? What's that?
I didn't know they had a loan. The bank called me.
I took out a loan so I could get a car. I took out the loan.
Guy called me, Guy called me, I go, what loan? My wife co-signed.
That's good.
Can I get back on track?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And she had some health issues. Carol, as you probably don't know, Carol had a condition called asthma, which everybody knows what it is. And she had it as a child, and then she revisited the asthma problem when she started going to nursing school. It was about the same time she met me. So all these years I wondered what, and asthma is brought on by stress. So I believe is all these years I wondered if it was nursing school or it was me. I'll let you guys be the judges on that one.
She still has asthma over 40 years ago.
I thought you'd get a chuckle out of that. But we spent many nights, and in all seriousness, we spent many nights in the emergency room while she was in school. Many nights. And
doing care plans in the ER.
well, I'm going to bring that up a little bit too. I talked about she had no refrigerator, she had a cooler in the back porch, hot water heater didn't work. But Carol never gave up. She knew she had a calling to be a nurse, and she did it. One night we were in the emergency room all night, and Carol had a care plan, I don't know what they're called, care plans or some type of paper that had to be in like at 4 o'clock that day, but she was in the ER. So when we left the hospital like at 6 o'clock in the morning, I dropped her home, and I went to her instructor's house and dropped off this care plan.
I thought you were going to say you did the care plan.
I still have
we were
papers
going to
to
take credit for her graduation.
She would have never passed it.
I went to this lady's house. I went to this instructor's house, and I handed it, and Carol didn't do it that night. It was done. She just couldn't get there because she was in the hospital. And the lady said, too late. And then she said, I think Carol ought to go a different direction. I don't think nursing is her way because it's too stressful for her.
She said she was going to flunk me out.
She was going to flunk her out. Well, Carol, again, one of the themes tonight of my little talk is Carol never gave up. So, and that kind of got her hair up. That rhymes, doesn't it? That's pretty good. I don't know it, and I didn't know it. No.
With the brick right off
All right, where am I here? Okay.
Where's that instructor today?
Well, there's a little story there. When Carol got her first job, I believe it was at Baltimore County General, is that correct? She's on her floor maybe the first month, and the instructor that told her that nursing wasn't for her was on the floor with all the new nursing students. And if I was Carol, and back then they wore a hat that symbolized the RNs wore hats, and that's how old you are, Carol.
I still have my hat.
You still have your hat. And if I were Carol, I would have went right up and said, couldn't do it, huh? But Carol's too much of a classy lady to, to do something like that. So,
We're still gonna go down.
old Patsy, no doubt you were about to, should use better paper. Okay, yeah, I can't get this, wow, I'm gonna miss.
There's a few years missing, Dougie.
That's right.
Tigers on the floor.
Okay. Then, when she left Baltimore County General, Carol became a dialysis nurse, which, if you all know what that is, that's where people have to go, 4 hours and be, I think the term is called dialyzed. They take the blood out of the body, they put it through a machine that cleanses the blood, that's what the kidney does, and they put it back into the body. And I used to go there and pick her up. It looked like Frankenstein's laboratory. It really did. I mean, there was tube blood everywhere. It was just, So she was there a couple of years, and then Carol became a manager. And only being there a couple of years, she became in management. And then a couple years after that, she ran one of the biggest dialysis units in Maryland, which was called what, Carol? Capable Dialysis, which was right around the corner from the house, which was great. And Carol, she worked, because she would leave the house at 5:30 in the morning, and sometimes not get home to 9:30 at night, because she was the one that ran the unit, and these people had to be treated, and if they weren't treated, that's not good. They had to be treated, 3 days a week. And if a nurse called out, and she was not only doing, running the show, she was running patients too. And Carol has one of the things I love about her. She has compassion and professionalism, and she had compassion for her patients. And she would come home once in a while, because in the hospital, you have somebody for 3 or 4 days and then they're gone. You don't build a relationship with that person. But in dialysis, you see the same patients 3 days a week, so it's hard not to be attached. And every so often, she would come home and say, Mr. Smith passed, or so-and-so, and it hit her hard. And I'll never forget those days. Okay.
Or the snow days.
Or the snow days, which I had a little fun, because I had a 4-wheel drive, and I would actually go pick the patients up in my 4-wheel drive. But that was fun. That was fun for me. So then Carol helped me out. How many years were you on dialysis? 16. Her mother worked at Johns Hopkins in Human Resources, and her mother knew Fran Humphrey, and Carol got a job at Johns Hopkins University as an occupational health nurse. Within a couple of years there, guess what? Carol started running the occupational health clinic at Johns Hopkins University. Pretty impressive, okay?
Yeah.
For a young girl.
They got to work together, Mom.
And she worked there how many years, Carol?
23.
23 years.
How many with Mom?
So,
Mom retired in, I don't know, at least 10 or 15 with Mom. Probably less 10, so come on.
So I'm very proud of her. She was the consummate nurse. I think God had a calling for her, and that was her being a nurse. So if we would all give her a little applause.
Yay!
Now,
Doug, that was good. That was very good.
It was, but of course, we all know the real challenge, Carol. 40 years at Douglas.
well, let me tell you something. In nursing school, there was a psych part of it.
Now, when I
And when she went to Shepherd Pratt for her clinical, she said a lot of people like to resemble you.
Now, I can honestly tell you, when we were dating, I can't drive anywhere. And I had to go to GBMC, and I freaked out, and he would take me on his days off from school and sit in the library and tell him I was doing my clinical, and then come drive home.
It freaked her out, and let me attest to that.
Remember, I missed York Road, and I didn't know where I was.
Was that the pin
And
code
they walked right
Douglas?
around the
No,
corner.
Carol literally did not know, I'd say, the Beltway, the outer loop and the inner loop. Carol really didn't know what that was, so that tells you how well her direction was.
When they would send me to the hospital, oh my God.
When I had my detached retina about 4 years ago, I couldn't drive. So we're going to the beach, and Carol had to drive over the Bay Bridge. She is 58, no, she's 60 years old. It's the first time my wife is driving over the Bay Bridge. Well, the steering wheel had her imprints for a month, literally a month. So I broke the doctor's rule because I drove home, because, you know, but she was very paranoid about driving, but
Still,
look,
I'm better.
that's not her thing, but as I said earlier, God had a calling, and
My father
And
was
she
at,
answered.
my father was at Mercy, and I had to drive him home from the hospital one night, and I looked at my dad and I said, Dad, I hate to tell you this, the only way I know how to get you home is to drive to my house. My father goes, like hell. He goes, I'll get you home, and my father took me right out of the city, you know, down White Street, on the 95, and I'm like, oh my God.
all right.
Can't get that from
Go order off the menu. I'll make sure that's taken care of. Get whatever you want, and let's have some fun. This is Carolyn.
We go up there.
And thank you for all coming. I appreciate it.
Congratulations.